Yo, what is up guys? Limp on here, or Limp, whatever you want to call me. This is going to be my first movement guide for Apex Legends. I'll be showing you what I believe to be the most fun but still useful movement tech that you can use in ranked. The purpose of this video is to help you learn some new ways to climb up buildings and generally just move around the map a lot smoother. So with that being said, let's get on with the video. Now I'm going to start off by listing all of the movement techniques around the screen so you know what I'll be talking about. You can practice all of these in the firing range as much as you want, but before I move on, I'm going to explain some of these in a bit more detail. I'll put a timestamp here on the screen somewhere so you can skip forward if you already know these. Now, first off, we have edge sliding. Simply slide off an edge and you're going to accelerate. This is something you want to implement into your core movement to get the most out of your environment. So any ledge you see is going to be more move speed essentially. That's what you want to implement into your playstyle. Or movement, sorry. Now the second movement tech is wall hopping. This is a bit harder to do at first, but once you get it down, it's really fun to just run around and play around with. To wall hop, you need to position yourself at about 100 degrees from a wall. This number can of course be stretched, but for now, practice with something around that angle. You then want to run at the wall and perform a slide jump like you normally would into the wall and time another jump input as you're about to hit the wall. When you have the basics down, you can implement more into it. Doing a 180 degree turn right after a wall up can be quite useful. Once you've got these practiced, we can head over to where you want to actually utilize this. For this video, I'll be talking about Olympus's buildings and how to move around them much quicker and easier. Now coming over here to the orbital cannon POI, there's a simple trick you can do if you want to get up on the roof and you're fighting a team down the hallway here. If you know for sure that the team is down the hallway and on the outside of the POI, you can use this door right here on the left, and you want to open it to the outside, and then you can get enough height to climb up on the roof, and you'll get high ground on the team that's outside of here, and you can shoot down on them. Now, there are a few more objects that you can climb up on and get roof through climbing on. These boxes right here, you can climb up on, get roof. Pretty good to know. These canisters you can also climb up on and get roof, you get enough height from them. There's also these lights right here. You can climb on these actually, they're not transparent objects. So that's a pretty good tip to know if you ever need to climb them, you can.
Got a care package coming?
Now, moving on over here to Oasis, there's a thing you can do with the zip line, which lets you air strafe up into the window right here. And all you need to do is basically just ride the zip all the way up, and then you don't need to touch any jump input or anything. You simply just go all the way up and then air strafe into the window. Now there's this bin here on the south side of the building. If you stand at the very top of the bin, you have just enough length to climb up on the ledge right here. Note that this is only going to be possible with Pathfinder and similar characters with the same height. So any other character like Wraith, Lifeline cannot do this climb. Now, here's what I talked about before. You want to utilize your environment to your maximum potential. So these mini gardens right here are very good for utilizing the edge slide that I talked about earlier. You can run on them, slide off the edge, and then convert that into a bunny hop, which makes for really great positioning. And if you're in a fight right here, it's very good utilizing this. It's gonna help you stay on foot, reposition very quickly, very frequently, and it's just overall great. One thing that's very good about this building is you can use the flat walls to your advantage. So this wall right here, you can wall up off that up into the window. It's pretty good. You can use that to flank enemies from behind if they're holding the stairs there on the right. Over in Rift, we see a very similar type of building like the one we saw in Orbital Cannon. So doing wall hops on these is very doable.
The squads are gone.
So you need to take a note that it can look like something like this, where you just fail a bunch of times. So consider practicing these a bit more, these buildings that are in Rift and Cannon, because they're a bit tricky. Now you're gonna see these buildings a lot on the map. You can climb up on the side like this, but you can also simply wall hop up on the side of them, similarly to how we do with the Rifts buildings. These exist in estates, they exist in a lot of the places that are in between POIs, and also in some of these more industrial areas like underneath some platforms. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned some new trick that you can use next time you play. And I'll be making 2 more of these, one for KC and one for World's Edge once those maps come into play. And yeah, like and subscribe if you like this sort of content. I'll see you then. Cheers.